I know you did have a funny experience with your funeral
Oh my God.
director, because now we got to lighten it back up. We've had
So the funeral planning. So yeah, came, take the body to the funeral home. That was all lovely,
yeah, they are very
nice guy.
kind and
nice guy. And you sort of make an appointment for when you're going to go in and have your main sort of planning meeting. Book in a date first if you have to.
Yeah.
Thankfully, yeah, we could get the day that we preferred the most, and then we went in sort of a few days later to sit down and go through planning the funeral, which had done before, kind of forgotten.
With your mum.
Yeah, with Mum. Feels very much like I know it's a business, and I know they are trying their best and being sympathetic and all of that,
Yeah.
but they pull out like a checklist with like little boxes to tick.
It's giving used car salesman.
And so you go through, what you want to do, and then every little item that's ticked off, then across the column has the price. And so then you go to the bottom after you've had your little meeting, and they give you kind of like the rough quote of what it's going to cost. But part of it, which again, like when someone's cremated, we were just like, what do we bother with like a casket or a coffin?
Do you just rent a casket?
Yeah, we were like, can we go cardboard? Like, what's the deal? So there are some that you can't use for cremation. They're like really durable and not environmentally friendly to burn. And so yeah, then you have your other kind of options for burning. You can get really natural caskets now. They're like basket weave. Which, and as much as the person that you're sitting there with is trying to get a gauge on, like in our case, my sister, the person that's died, and he's like, so she was really into horses, so it sounds like she was really into the environment, and she really...
No, but why? When you said that, it was giving Pimp My Ride. We heard you like horses, so put a horse head on your coffin.
So he was like, would you like to see our environmentally friendly range of caskets? And we were like, oh, okay. He's like, actually, I've got one here you can look at. And he goes out, and then he comes back and he's like, oh, actually we don't, because there's someone in it right now. And I was like, what? Oh my God, okay. And you just have these moments of like, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting in a fucking funeral home. And he was just going to wheel in a casket for us to look at in the flesh. But then they give you this catalogue so you can look through like the booklet of different casket options. But he was really pushing to have like a graphic wrapped casket. You can get them.
Okay, actually is giving Pimp My Ride.
Photos or a nice scenery. You can even put your own photo, like of your own. He's like, maybe you would like a scene from your farm that we could put on the casket. And I'm just like,
oh my God.
You can get all different colours. You can get like cow print. You can get just all sorts, like army camouflage. Basically, name it, they can do it.
Me, if I'm planning my enemy's funeral, it's cow print.
Zebra print, like you could get all the animal prints.
Oh my God.
And then
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, there's so many. Really personalize it.
I mean, that's really nice that you can. It's
really, I just found it really garish. Some of them, I was like, no, they're a bit too, like, sure, a colour or something.
Look,
whatever.
There's a type of person that suits. We're not that type of person, but I can appreciate like that there is, people out there that would fucking love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It actually is Pimp My Ride.
It just wasn't us. And we were trying not to laugh, flicking through this catalogue, and this guy's trying to sell us the merits of these coffins. And then he's like, oh, so I said, what about just like your plain, like what have you got in just like wood? Like what kind of colours are we looking at for wood? And he goes, oh, okay, hang on a minute.
No.
And we're sitting in this like boardroom, kind of meeting room, and there's this wood paneling behind us. And he goes, if you'll just turn your chairs. And he presses a button, and like the paneling just goes, no. And the lights, they're like backlit, all these coffins on display.
No.
It's like Sale of the Century or something. He's like, here we have at the top on the left, and he's talking us through all these coffins. And I was sitting there like, what is my life right now?
It's giving like horror movie musical.
Comedy. Yeah.
Oh. And like, look, unless like you, like let's say your sister like pre-planned all of this for you, like some people do. When you're in this state, if you were anything like me, like you're just in this shock zombie like mode, like just trying to do these things in that fresh state or in any state. I can't say it would be any easier if you did it later, but like you're just you keep being like when I was in like this side note quickly, when I was in hospice with mom, I'm there, I'm looking after her, and then I sit there and be like, I'm here because she's dying. Like, whereas you're there being like, all right, it's your funeral, I'm trying to pick what you want, and then you're like, you're fucking dead. Like, I'm here because you fucking died. Like,
and I'm dealing with this guy.
And now I'm having to pick if I want horses wrapped onto your coffin, your environmentally friendly coffin. Like,
yeah, no, it was
well,
very, I don't know, surreal. Just have like this
it's so surreal,
out of body little flashes where you're like, what am I doing right now?
Yeah. Stop.
So picked the coffin, casket,
what did you pick?
Whatever. Honestly, can't remember, but I remember being like, can we put it like, can she be in a small one and then we just put her in a fancy one for the funeral? Because like you're just paying money to burn it.
Well, I was gonna say,
might as well just fucking throw
how
the
much
money
is
in the fire.
Coffin roughly?
I couldn't tell you, but like all up, the funeral was probably around 10,000. So that covers the cremation and the casket, and then the filming. You have a celebrant if you want. You can have the funeral director do it. Someone you know, or you can do. Run the funeral.
I couldn't.
No, I thought about it.
No.
And I was like, I think I could do the eulogy.
Jessie did a little eulogy at Mum's party, we call it, not her living funeral, but the one we had at 2KW. I wanted to. I actually wrote something down because I was quite good. All weekend I was in shock and I wasn't like losing it. So I was like, no, I can do this. Like, I'm going to do it for you, Mum. And I wrote this thing down. And then when I was practicing that morning, I was like, I can't. I can't. And like Jessie said everything beautifully, and I just kind of stood there with my champagne like, here's to you, bitch. But like
yeah, no, we all sort of collaborated, I would say, on the eulogy and different aspects of it. And my sister is useless. We'd asked her in the lead up, I was like, do you have any particular songs you want? She's like, I don't fucking care, I'm not going to be here, just have a party.
Oh, bless her.
So we kind of did. We did like 5-0 shots at her wake, or mini 5-0s. We were lucky that someone she knew organised that for us.
That's amazing.
So that was cool. But no, it's a whole thing. The funeral planning and
hosting,
putting photos together for like a little slideshow. Thankfully, I had a friend who's very capable, and he did that for me. I think what else you do? Music, photo for your little memorial card, all that stuff.
I was lucky. Mum, the one that's behind me here, she printed that 2 years ago. And she was like, when I go, she goes, this is my thought pick. This is my thirst trap.
How good.
So that was at her house, just like wrapped up in plastic, but like kind of against the fireplace on the ledge. So that was ready to go for me.
I'll definitely be doing that if I have the time,
Oh my
God. In advance. I'm not letting someone else pick my photo.
Yeah, God, no. Fuck no. So that was chosen for me. And then she had a 70s playlist. So I was like, sick.
That's good.
I'll put that on. But yeah, again, making all those decisions in that state.
And funeral music, like everyone goes, this song's nice. And then you look at the lyrics and like, that's not even about, I don't know, maybe I overthink it too much. But it's like,
well, so Burn Baby Burn It's my cremation song from the...
You know what we were going to do was Ed Sheeran, I See Fire from Lord of the Rings. So it's like, you can play that if you... I was like, I don't know that people will understand your sense of humor at this point. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously Burn Baby Burn says exactly that. But I didn't realise, because when I listened to it properly, I think it was even after the funeral, it's got a burn baby burn. It goes, let that mother burn. It literally says, let that mother burn. And I was like, oh! I mean, it makes it more perfect, but I was just like, oh! Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, making all those decisions. And then, like, I also know that from what you said, like, hosting a funeral, it's like a wedding. It's not really about you. Like, as in, you are the one that is grieving, and you're the closest to this person that is gone. And yet the whole day you've got to mingle and small talk and make others feel comfortable. And you have asshole, well, I shouldn't call them an asshole, but I'm going to call them an asshole, that hasn't been around the last couple of years, but then they want to pay their respects years later. And it's like, you got to, like with my mom, like, you got to come anytime over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it was quite clear Mum was getting sicker and sicker, and she'd lost the use of her arm and couldn't do as much. And it's not like I wasn't fucking open about it online, how she was. So that's why she chose to do the funeral with her friends while she was alive. And then I did just a bit of a celebration for her with my friends, but there was no open invite funeral, because it's like, I don't want some cunt I haven't seen crying on my shoulder about my mum.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, not a lot, but maybe I'm a bit cynical, I think there are people who come forward at the end because they realise what's happening, and it's to make themselves feel better for not having been around or whatever the reason might be, to sort of, so they don't have that guilt there.
It's for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I had a few people text me, and it's better than not texting me, I'll put that out there. But I had a few people text me right at the end or just after. And I'm kind of like, it's not like you didn't know. Like, if you haven't been my friend, if you haven't checked in on me during, and fuck me, she was in hospital for a month before she passed. Like, you're doing it to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
I even had someone. Hang on. I need to calm down. I had someone who phased me out as a friend probably 18 months prior, literally for no reason. We weren't like, well, I mean, obviously she had a reason. But she phased me out like she was just busy. Like, she sort of never told me the reason why. And I'd bump into her and she would act like we're fine and everything's, oh my God, how are you? La, la. And, you know, the whole like acting like you're not ignoring me, like you've just been busy, but you are ignoring me. That's fine. These things happen, friendships, whatever, people grow apart. But she texted me the night my mum was dying. So on the Wednesday, sent me this big long essay, keeping in mind that she had not responded to me for 18 months. Because we used to do the whole like, thinking of you, how are you? And I'd only see this bitch like twice a year for a walk. Like, we weren't super close. Like, we were close in friendship, but not in like regularity of the catch up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she'd ignored maybe 5 of my messages. I just gave up eventually, obviously.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, oh, whatever, like, whatever. She texts me saying, you know, obviously she's seen my stories and she's so sorry what I'm going through, and that she's been through it with someone in her life, and so she knows how hard it is, and like, la, la, la. That's lovely, right? And I appreciate that she said that. But then she went on to say, I'm sorry that I took a step back from our friendship. Something about people grow apart and those conversations are hard to have. And I'm like, grow apart? I saw you twice a year. It's not like our lifestyles were different, where whatever was happening was like not in line with each other. Do you know what? Like, we went for a fucking walk.
Yeah.
And like, the only thing I can think of is like, we'd just opened Thirsty Tiger and Gang Gang, and Jessie and I were like getting ready to get married. So we were definitely going out. We're socializing, like because she wrote the whole like, you've always been such a good and kind person, and your mum was lovely to me. And she literally said, oh, it's not you. I'm like, well, but it is.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that like, I was partying on the weekends and she had a very serious job, and that was that.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's, well, look, there could be more. Fuck knows.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can think of. But I'm like, again, I wasn't seeing you every week for my going clubbing on the weekend to affect you. I saw you twice a fucking year.
Friendship. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. And also, she stood by me through my breakup to Cam where I was off the rails going out 3 times a week, but okay. Maybe that was a phase, and then maybe once I was with Jessie, she's like, oh no, you're just a party girl now. I don't fucking know. Long story short, or short story long as Jessie likes to call it. Then she wrote, oh, it's not you and you're amazing, or whatever. Just, yeah, we grew in different directions. But I'm like, don't admit to me that you cut me off while my mum is dying.
Yeah,
like
we can see, like, anyone who follows you could see where things were at. Hospice is not, like, you don't need to be a rocket scientist.
No. And it's like that.
Not really the time.
No. And I'm trying not to be a cynical bitch, but she could have sent the message, I'm just really sorry for what you're going through.
Yeah,
because the thing is, she had phased the friendship out where she kind of like gaslit me that she hadn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just stick with that. Send me I'm really sorry. I see what you're going through. My heart goes out to you. Leave it there.
Yeah.
You're obviously feeling guilty about how you ended our friendship and whatever, but don't choose the night that my mom is dying to admit to me that, even though you say, oh, it's not you, but it was. Like, clearly it was. Like, you've just said that. Like, you're contradicting yourself. But it's like, I feel like she was trying to release some guilt from how she treated me over the last 18 months by, I guess, admitting and sort of saying sorry for how she handled it. But I'm like, now's not the time. And that's also fucking, I think, a bit selfish to choose now to admit to me.
And yeah, well, yeah, it's like she was just trying to slip it in when she knew you were about to deal with something way bigger, so then it wouldn't, I don't know.
Yeah. I think she just wanted to, like you said, the guilt. But I was like, don't just send me the nice message. I'm really sorry what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it at that. Mm-hmm. Leave it. I'm still mad about it, clearly. I never replied because I was like, I'm not going to reply to you while, my mom's dying in my arms. And then in the weeks after, whatever, and I was just furious. And I was like, I had a lot of love for this girl. Like, we were friends for like 10 years. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to just be in an emotional state and fly off the handle at her. Yeah. Especially when she has gone through a hospice situation herself as well. But I was just like, no, it's been nearly 3 months. I'm still furious.
Still not.
I still think it's shit. Absolute shit. But anyway, yes, people rocking up last minute or reaching out last minute.
Yeah, and also just, I don't know, maybe people think that they're closer than they are. And they're like, oh, can I come and visit? I'm like, sorry, the time for that. I'm like, this is just now close family and friends.
Yeah.
It's not really.
It's not the time
maybe
for that.
People weren't aware of where things are at. I don't know. But
yeah,
it's almost as well like everyone's kind of got to be in there, and then they feel like, they can be happy with themselves for going and visiting someone who was dying.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Could have been involved sooner.
Well, that's it.
And then maybe you would be here at this point.
That's the thing, right? So people asking me, like, what's going on and what's the update? And, like, that's fine. But people who demanded that information out of me in that final week, it's almost like completely different, but like pregnancy and babies, right? They say, like, you should never ask someone if they're trying or la la la, because you don't know whether they want them or not, whether they're having fertility issues. Like, you just don't know, right? And I think the rule is, like, if you have to ask, you're not close enough to know.
Yeah.
So you don't ask. Yeah. And same with mum. It's like, I mean, I shouted it from social media, so everyone fucking knew anyway. But the thing is, if you have to be messaging me the week of hospice, like, if you have to, like, try and find out the details, that means you've not been around to be kept in the loop in that week. Like, it's only, it's.
Because at that point, there are people who
more deserving
know and who are getting the information. And if you're not one of them, then you shouldn't be asking.
Then it's a reflection of, what you've put in that lead up.
Yeah.
Because like you said, that is their week and that is their time to give whatever little crumb of energy they have to their most nearest and dearest, and the ones that have been there and the ones they want to spend time with, not people who are now doing it to ease their own guilt or feel better about themselves or
to be seen to be.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Someone in mum's life, who I won't name out of respect for her wishes, but she wanted to see them, it was about 6 months before she died. And she wanted to have, like, some special time. At that point, she still could have got around, gone to an Airbnb, like her arm wasn't working and she couldn't really walk far, but she could have spent time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, they said, I'll come when it's imminent.
Oh, wow.
And, ooh, you've cried a lot this time. This is cracking my tears.
Yeah. Oh.
No,
Where are you?
I'm here. I'm holding tweezers when I'm here. And,
oh, that's fucked.
yeah, I'll come when it's imminent.
That's so fucked.
Which I called them out on a few days later. And they go, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I'm like, what do you think
How
those
else?
words fucking mean?
Yeah, how else would that be taken?
What else do you think it means? And also, like, what? So you're saying you're not going to come and spend time with her when she can spend time with you. You want to come look at her when she's like a fucking half-dead corpse on a bed.
Oh, wow.
Right, anyway. So they did try to come to the hospice this week, and it was only like 2 days before she passed. Like, you know what it's like. They are not in the they're not able to socialize. And like,
No.
I'm so grateful that I moved into the hospice and I literally lived there, because with all the drugs that they're on, they're so they can be so in and out of consciousness. And like, sometimes the only time Mum and I had normal, is the word lucid, chats, it could be 3 a.m. or 2 p.m. for 20 minutes, and then she was back to being drowsy or forgetful or a little bit I don't know what the word is, just not her right self, right? So again, it's not the time to be visiting if you're not like the very inner circle.
Yeah.
But that person wrote, because they weren't living, like, they were a different state, but they weren't too far away, and they were like, oh, it's such a shame because we're so close now. And I'm like, close in proximity.
Wow.
Turning the fan off for this. Close in proximity is not close in relationship.
No.
And if you didn't want to spend time with her, or she could spend time with you, and that was Mum's wishes, was that she didn't want anyone coming to say goodbye and seeing her in that state, or just like, don't make the effort to come when she's just like in the bed. Like, it's not a thing. But I was like, what do you mean close in? Like, we're close now, but you're not. Me just smashing
but
up
also,
everything.
like, all the more reason to have come sooner.
Yes.
To come before that point. That's so far. Exactly.
Keep your eyes closed. And it's, nah. But that's why, again, it was your experience of like having to look after people at a funeral, which would happen at all funerals. That's kind of the nature of them. You've got people that just come out the woodworks. It's like when you break up and suddenly your high school boyfriends are texting you. But it's, Mum didn't want anyone coming to have a sticky beak, she called it.
Yes, exactly.
No old friends, no ex-husbands, no, not you, Dad, the other one, if he's listening. Again, if you haven't been there to see her while she's alive, and if you weren't sort of at her, little living ceremony, then no.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because I think, like you said, it's to make themselves, I think, feel better. Yeah. I'm sure there's some people who aren't malicious about it, in the sense of like, it's not to make themselves feel better. Maybe they just didn't know how to handle it and they want to pay their respects. But at the same time, like, no, I don't know. I just could be being a bit of a hard ass about it, but it's like, get your fucking shit together while they're alive.
100% on board with that, yeah.
And if you haven't, you can have your own little fucking ceremony in your bedroom for a fuck off. Oh, fuckers. But no, I'm really happy with the way that Mum and I did it, and it was based largely of your experience, so thanks for that. No horse covered.
Anytime.
No horse covered casket for me.
Yeah, we never went, just for the record. Didn't go with a horse covered casket.
She did, guys. She's just embarrassed. No, I'm kidding. God. When you said the basket woven one, I'm like, oh, that would have matched Mum's like furniture. She had that kind of like hippie.
Honestly, it was kind of nice, but without seeing it in person, didn't want to commit, and seeing it in person would have meant seeing it with the person in it. So we were like, we'll just go with the traditional style sort of.
No. Oh my
Weirdly,
God.
I did take a photo, actually. I should find that and I can show you what it looks like.
Oh, wait, the coffin or her?
The coffin.
Oh. I
I'm sure people do take photos as well, so that's also a thing. I'm sure.
So obviously, Mum, I've got photos of her from 4 p.m. the afternoon before up until she passed at 3 a.m. Every few hours, I kind of just for my own records, I was just kind of taking a photo because I need to do a whole episode on this, but I wasn't prepared for the stages of dying and the different face shapes that happen and the death rattle. I literally didn't fucking know. And it's like, I didn't realize how drastically different it was at the time. But when I was showing my therapist, I was like, this was her at 4 p.m. and this is her at 8 and 10. And it's like seeing that, the rapid change. I was like, oh, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
But I took a photo of her hand, obviously when she passed, and I'm holding it. And I posted it on Instagram. And this is why I say, like, I'm okay with someone, well, I'm not okay, but they've died with me and I'm there with them dead. Feels different than they're dead and I walk into a room, right? So I was okay holding a hand that was recently passed.
Yeah.
But when I looked back on it, I'm like, oh, that hand, yellow and blue. I didn't realize. I'm like, I've posted a literal dead hand on Instagram. Like, I didn't. And my nurse friend Ash was like, was she dead in that? And I was like, yeah, how do you know? She's like, honey, it's yellow. Sorry, Mum. Sorry, doll. But I didn't realize, and I had not looked at her front on at this stage. I was at a side, and I asked Jessie to take a photo of me, and I was like, I was here on the side, I'm holding her hands, and you can open your eyes, and I kissed her head here, and obviously her head's a bit like slump, and it was normal to me at the time, and it was my mum, and she wasn't cold, and I looked at the photo later, and I was like the front view of what Jessie saw. And
Jesse's got his own
like, no, but like, because to me, it's the side of her head and I'm holding her. I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
No, because obviously she'd gone a bit more to the side and to the side. And I was like, oh, that's a
funny angle.
That's a dead body. And she'd lost all the and really
oh, yeah, no.
That's a whole nother episode. I've got an episode on that. But yeah, so I've got a photo of that.
Yeah.
I'm never looking at it again. There we go.
You might look back on it one day and not feel weird about it.
It looked quite good considering we
Ooh, thank you. And a few little tears.
I didn't think that through.
It's all good. We got there.
Do you know what? It was not unlike any of our other lash appointments, to be honest.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Why are we